Aloha and welcome to the Murph's Place 808 for the Love of Golf podcast. I'm your host, Murph. I hope everybody's had a great week out there this week. My week has been pretty good. Unfortunately, Sundays are Fia Day, and I tied Joe for the belt, and to be the champ, you got to beat the champ. So, unfortunately, he retains the belt for a record 8th week in a row. So, anyhow, I got a special guest online tonight, not in the studio with me like normally. However, he's about, 5,000 miles away. It would be my brother, my younger brother, older looking, but younger brother, Mike Murphy. Mike Murphy, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Hey, now, obviously, you're back in Ohio, and I'm in Hawaii, where I can play golf every day, all year long. Unfortunately, with you guys, you're kind of limited on your golfing time. So what's going on in Ohio right now?
Well, in northern Ohio, where I'm at, we've got our first snowfall of the year today.
Wow.
So the ground's covered.
Any accumulation? Any serious inches?
We've got about an inch now. It's supposed to snow through the night. We could have 3 inches by morning. That's in northern Ohio.
Kind of looks like your golfing days are kind of limited or done for the year. Is that right?
Outdoor golfing is going to be done for the year. We played last Friday was our last outdoor golf. Now with the weather coming in, so now we got the winter of simulating golf.
And simulating golf is what exactly?
You're indoors. You're playing off of a mat. You can still take full swings at the ball. You can play hundreds of different courses. It's all projected on a screen, the courses, high-speed cameras. You hit the ball, and it's supposed to make you feel like you're playing outside.
And how's that going? I mean, now I've heard there's some places that actually run kind of like winter leagues, and I think I asked you earlier about Tamron Country Club, the location where I had my double eagle, by the way. But they used to have like 6 indoor bays, didn't they? Simulation bays.
They had 4.
Oh, they had 4. Okay, I thought for some reason I was thinking there was 3 on each side.
No, there were 2 on each side.
So, but you said something about they closed up, huh?
Unfortunately, they went under. Yes, they closed down, and now they're developing all the land for housing. So that is no longer an option. But there are, in Toledo proper, I think there's 5 or 6 simulator places that you can play. And they do have winter leagues. Yeah. You can sign up for winter league.
Are you playing any of those winter leagues?
I am not. The group I play with, we just have a standing tee time at our home simulator course, and we play every Friday.
Okay.
Throughout the winter.
Yeah, that was so. One of the things I wanted to talk about, and to kind of help out my listeners that are in states that are not able to play golf year round. What kind of stuff are you doing? Or what can you suggest that they do to stay in golf shape so when the golf season rolls around, they're not starting from square one?
Well, everybody knows that when you live in climates where you get winter, you get snow. In the winter, you get a lot more sedentary. As what I like to do is a lot of stretching and do a lot of core strengthening exercises, planks, sit-ups. You can do push-ups to maintain your upper body strength. So that, and then if you got a chance to go out and simulate, I mean, that's great. But stretching is I think is one of the most important things. I know so many people every spring when the season starts up that they go out and they end up with injuries early in the season because they go out and swing the club like they were last fall when they were, limber.
Yeah.
And they're not. So stretching's a big thing. And then, like I say, you're sedentary a lot in the winter. You don't get, you're not as active as you are in the summer. Things to keep your core strength up. that'll help a lot, and that'll cut down on your injuries in the spring.
And those are the things you're doing or
Yeah.
going to do this winter as the golf season winds down there?
Yes, I've actually already started.
How is your golf game going?
I shoot low 80s. I will be 55 next month. I've got an average.
Man, you're
I
old.
drive the ball. Yeah, remember, I'm your younger brother. I'm still driving the ball. I average about 270 off the tee box. So I'm not hitting it too bad.
What kind of equipment are you playing right now?
I play all TaylorMade.
Yep, that's me too. All TaylorMade stuff.
I'm brand loyal. I've played TaylorMade for years.
What driver are you hitting right now?
Right now, I still have the R11S. I've hit the M2s. I've tried the newer drivers, and that R11S just never lets me down.
You know, I was the same way. I had remember when the TaylorMade had the RD or R80, R80D. It had the little plastic little insert on the back of the club on the bottom.
Yes.
I played that driver. I mean, I hit that driver so good. Even when the new stuff came out and I tried it, I liked the new stuff, but that was my go-to driver. If I needed to play and I needed to keep it in play, that's the driver I had always take and hit, because it was just I've always played TaylorMade drivers. Yes, I bought a couple of Callaway. I bought the Rogue and I bought the Epic, but I bought those because I didn't actually buy them. I had gift certificates for those from tournaments that I won. So I didn't really. I mean, I bought them because I had to spend the gift certificate, but I'm totally TaylorMade guy. I just think they make the best equipment.
I'm the same way, and like I say, that RS11 is my go-to club. I know there's newer technology out there, and I'll try it when it comes out. But for whatever reason, if I start having problems, I grab that RS11 and I'm right back on track.
Yeah, I think it's a really good brand. You can't beat TaylorMade stuff.
Nope, I like them.
What? So you said something about you're going to try a 48-inch driver?
I am. I've been doing some research, and I want to strengthen my core a little bit this winter. I want to add. I'm going to try to add in between 5 to 8 mile an hour on my swing speed, and so I've been doing some research, and I'm actually going to go test it a 40-inch or 48-inch driver tomorrow. And I know obviously that's the longest club you can have that's legal for play. And obviously with the longer shaft, you're going to get some more speed. I just want to see what the controllability issue is with it. And if it works out, great. I'll get a new shaft.
Yeah. Well, it's always good to try new stuff. Just obviously, like you said, you gotta be able to control it. You don't want to, just because you can get a little more miles per hour speed on your swing doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be able to keep it in play. And that's the more important thing, is keeping it in play.
Absolutely.
What advice do you have for guys? Now, how long have you been? When did you start playing golf?
I started playing golf around 82. I think I was a sophomore in high school.
That you didn't play high school golf though, right?
No.
And it was
No.
were you? And I didn't start till I was probably 26 or 27 when our stepdad Luke asked me to be his partner in league for Lyman Electric. So I never really took it seriously until I started playing in that, and then that was all I wanted to do. How did you start out playing as a sophomore? Were you taking it seriously back then, or was it just something to go do and hang out with your buddies?
it was just something to go do and hang out. I enjoyed doing it. Actually, my first set of golf clubs I ever had was given to me by a grandfather. And there was a guy in the neighborhood that was actually a couple years older than I was that had a car, and he was into golf. So he would drive us to the golf courses between Springbrook. We'd go a lot. And I would maybe go twice a month. It wasn't that big a deal. I think it was more when I was in the service is when I really got I got bit by the bug, and I wanted to play nonstop. And so I got into it playing as much as I could in the mid-90s. And it's just.
Did you play any tournament golf? What's that?
I said the game just consumes me now.
Yeah.
If I'm not working, I want to be golfing.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how I am with it. Have you ever played any tournaments or had any desire to play any tournaments? And when I say tournaments, I'm talking about individual tournaments, not scrambles or anything like that.
Yes, I've played a few tournaments over the years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how do you, I've talked about this on earlier podcasts about what you want to do, what you want to get out of the game, and how much work you have to put into it to be better. Do you practice or play a lot?
In the summer months, I get out at least 4 times a week,
and that's pretty good.
So, yeah.
And
yeah.
What kind of improvement? Do you have an official handicap?
I do not.
But you shoot, you said, in the high to mid 80s?
Low 80s.
Oh, low 80s. So from the time when you started, well, obviously you've gotten better from the time you started, but say within the last 10 years, has your game improved much by doing what you've been doing as far as playing at least 3 or 4 times a week?
Oh, absolutely. I can shape shots now. I mean, when I was 10 years ago, I was spraying and praying, and you play what you hit. I've learned to more control the ball. I'd always had issues with my short game. Never understood it, but I worked on it, and for the most part, I got the bugs worked out of that, and I've got a pretty solid game. I mean, I'm good enough to beat the guys I play with. I'll put it that way.
And I guess that's all that matters, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I have a couple more questions for you, but let's take a short break real quick, and we'll be right back. All right. Welcome back. Hey, guys, I got to tell you, if you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me tell you how. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Not only that, but Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many other sites. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. That's ANCHOR.FM. Everybody, on the phone, we have my brother Mike Murphy. He's in Toledo, Ohio, where they just received their first bit of snowfall. And we're talking about things that you could do to stay in shape and stay golf ready for the golf season when it starts next year. Obviously, those guys in the northern states, they're not able to play golf unless they're going to the indoor range or to a indoor simulator, which you said that's what you've been doing, Mike, is you guys play what day? Friday?
Play every Friday.
Every
Correct.
Friday, indoor simulator. When we were talking about handicaps and stuff like that, and that you don't officially have one, but you do have a league handicap. Is that right?
Yes, I do.
And so you guys, do you use that when you play your buddies when you guys are playing?
Yes.
You just use your league handicap?
Yes.
What advice do you have for somebody that is maybe just starting out in golf and he or she wants to try to get better at the game, what kind of advice from your standpoint and what you've done can you give them?
First of all, I'd say don't get discouraged. Golf is not an easy game. It can be a very frustrating game, but don't give up. Everybody, even the people like the incredible Mark Murphy, still make bad shots. So
That's a fact.
just keep at it. Stay focused. But have fun also. Don't. I always tell everybody, I don't even get mad when I make bad shots. I'm not good enough to get mad. So, everybody makes bad shots. Enjoy the game.
Exactly.
Enjoy the game.
Yeah, I mean, the game is going to be a lot more fun if you're keeping your attitude and your anger in check. And like you said, none of us, at least those of us amateurs, aren't playing for millions of dollars. So there's no sense of getting totally. And I used to be that guy. I mean, I've had to repair a few clubs, and I got tired of spending the money on doing it. So I just changed my attitude.
I've seen a couple of those episodes.
I just changed my attitude and quit doing that kind of stuff because it's not worth it. And not only that, it just makes you play. It just makes you play worse. Have you found that that's the case for you when you get mad about something and don't let it go, that you just end up playing worse the rest of the round?
Exactly. When you make a bad shot, that shot's done. You can't take it back. It's over. Let it go.
Exactly.
Let it go. It's a done deal. Move on and just think about what you want to do with your next shot. Visualize your next shot. Have fun. Like I say, don't get discouraged. Everybody, I don't care if you've been golfing for 50 years, you still make bad shots.
Yeah, I mean, look at the pros. I know you don't see a lot of bad shots on TV, but we talked about that also. They're not showing you all the bad shots. They may show you one where it's, an unusual shot for a guy that he hits it like that, but that's not the only bad shot they ever hit. I mean, obviously, their bad shots are a lot different than our bad shots too, though. I'm happy when I hit the green, and they're not happy when they don't get it within 5 or 6 feet of the hole.
Correct. Their bad shots are great shots for guys like me.
Yep, exactly.
Sure.
Okay. Can you think of anything else? You got anything that you want to talk about?
Well, I would just say, all you diehard golfers in the winter, if you don't already do it, book some time at a simulator.
Do you
twice a month.
Do you ever go to the indoor range up there? The round building up there, the indoor golf range?
Oh, that was torn down years ago.
Are you kidding me?
No, that was over at South Toledo. That was one of the city-owned courses. They tore that down years and years ago.
Myself and Mike Garlock used to go up there.
Yeah, that's been gone for years.
Wow, that's crazy. That was a great place. I wonder why. Yeah. I mean, did they just financially not make it? Because, I mean, it was packed the day we were there.
I think the structure was deteriorating, and the city just wasn't going to put any money into it.
Man, that's crazy.
But the exterior material, that was like a vinyl canvas tent type thing.
Yeah.
And it started getting tears and rips in it, and I think the city just wasn't going to dump any more money into it, so they tore it down.
Wow, that was a great place. I liked it. I didn't go a lot. Yeah. I went probably, I could count on one hand how many times I went, probably 4 or 5, but it was a great place to go in the wintertime.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of my stuff that I did in the wintertime was I just go down in the basement and chip balls into the couch and then practice putting. That's another thing I wanted to ask you. What do you work on most when you're practicing?
A lot of the times it's my short game. I want to stay on top of my short game. I can get enough distance out of my drives on most par 4s where I'm hitting driver and then wedge.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the things I preach. You got to work on your short game. If you're going to practice anything, practice that more than anything else.
Oh, I agree with you.
Because that's where you're gonna shave strokes off your game. Is if you're if you're practicing your short game, you can chip and putt, you can get up and down. You're going to shave a lot of strokes off your game.
Absolutely, and that's what I work a lot on.
And that's one of the first thing that goes for me is my chipping and putting. When I haven't played and I haven't worked on anything, I get back out there and I start trying to chip and putt, and I'm like, holy cow, what the hell happened?
Yeah. Yep.
You would think that you would think it would just be there.
No, because it's all about feel. It's a different beast than grabbing a driver and just jumping into one.
Right.
A lot more finesse and ball.
So, you guys came out when? 2 years ago? 3 years ago?
3 years ago.
Okay, so you guys came out 3 years ago, and we played some golf. How would you compare our golf to golf on the mainland?
Well, obviously, you've got a constant, pretty even weather year-round. Rain, a little bit of rain every day. But the courses, when we played the courses by the ocean, I mean, obviously, we don't have all that wind to deal with here. I remember on one hole we were playing, I can't remember what course we were playing at, but we had a pretty stiff breeze, and I grabbed the club that I would normally hit from that distance, and you asked me what I was hitting, and I told you, and you laughed at me and said, yeah, you'll never get there with that. Well, of course, my ego, with my ego, I was like, well, I'll show you. And, yeah, I guess I should have listened to the locals that know the courses there. Because I had it well short.
Yeah, that wind here is no joke. We played not this past Sunday, but the Sunday before, we played for the FIA belt on Sunday at Mauna Loa, and the wind, it was at least a 3-club wind. It was howling. I mean, that was the strongest wind that we've had at Mauna Loa. I mean, it's always, obviously, we have the trade winds here. It's blowing every day. Usually not, gusting as big as it was last Sunday. But, yeah, that's one thing you got to get used to when you come over here is the wind. The wind. What about the greens? How'd you like the greens? We have a lot of Bermuda and Paspalum here.
The Bermuda that I think every course we played over there had Bermuda on it, and we don't have that on any of the courses here. So yeah, that was and learning how to read the greens with that Bermuda grass. You taught me some stuff I didn't know that I thought was pretty handy.
Yeah, it's a totally different game, and
Oh yeah.
When I moved,
absolutely.
Yeah, when I moved over here, it took me. I mean, it was a year. I steadily worked on my game for a year just to get used to playing in this weather.
Yeah, it's like they don't. As far as wind goes for me here in the Toledo area, we've got 2 nice courses that are on Lake Erie. Eagles Landing is one, and the other one is Maumee Bay State Park.
Oh, and, I played Maumee. That is windy as shit up there too.
Yeah, you get a lot of wind off the lake. But those are the only 2 courses really in the areas that we play in that wind even becomes a factor.
I think the time I played that Maumee one was with Travis in the police and fire games.
It was.
That place.
Did you guys stay at my house?
Yeah. Yep. Man, it was windy. Oh man.
Yeah. And it's a link style course.
Yeah. I liked it. Good course. I liked the course.
Yeah.
Just man, that wind, we're not used to it. It's crazy. Yeah. So when is your next visit over here to the islands?
Looks like it's going to be possible. Well, depending on COVID. If you guys open back up, me and your niece and your sister-in-law is going to be coming over. Like I say, we're just kind of waiting for everything to open back up. We don't want to come over there and have to be stuck in the house with you all day long.
Yeah, that might get a little boring. Well, I'd be at work, so you guys would be fine.
So no, we're just kind of waiting to see how everything goes, and We're
Yeah.
gonna come over and take it again.
I mean, you guys. I mean, I wouldn't suggest it, but I mean, you could obviously. They have a mandate now that if you come over, you got to have a COVID test, negative COVID test within 72 hours of arriving here. So, I mean, number one, those tests are not cheap. I wouldn't suggest going and getting 3 tests. And
Well, like I say, we'll stay on top of it, and we don't know. I mean, we would like to do it this coming summer, but if we have to put it off for another year, so be it. But so no, we'll get over there. I mean, I'm looking forward to it.
yeah, yeah, I am too. I don't know if I'm looking forward to Caitlin giving me the business for not sending her a graduation present.
Yeah, that was almost 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
that. Yeah, well, I told you I was saving it for when you brought her over here, so.
Well, you better hit the lottery.
She's got to realize that Uncle Mark is, he's retired. He's on a fixed income.
Mm-hmm. Well, you explain that to her.
Yeah, okay. I'll try. All right, let's take a short break, and we'll be right back. This podcast is brought to you by Smart Boy Studios, the best studio and artist collective out of Ohio. Smart Boy Studios provides recording, mixing, and mastering services, as well as any other audio post-production you need. Smart Boy Entertainment artists Corey Gossett and JV Tree have a new EP out on November 20th, 5 Day Friends. The 6-song project explores the fun and friendly energy that these two artists have on a track together. With production from D. Swove, Vesta, and Ash Matthews, you can't help but to bob your head, tap your foot, and sing along to the stellar set of tracks. Head to www.smartboystudios.com to stay up to date on new music, new videos, and any upcoming events. If you'd like to support Smart Boy Studios and their artists, visit threads.smartboystudios.com to check out their merch. They offer hoodies, hats, shirts, and more. All right, welcome back, everybody. Okay, Mike, I'm going to let you go. I don't want to hold you up anymore. I know it's a little later there than it is here. Obviously, it's only going on 7:30 p.m. here in Hawaii. And what time is it there?
12:30.
Oh, you guys, that's right. You're only 5 hours ahead. 5 hours ahead, so you're good. I thought I was keeping you up too late, but. All right, so before I let you go, though, I always ask my guests a would you rather question. So your question is, would you rather be forced to high-five everyone you make eye contact with or strike up a conversation with at least 5 strangers a day?
I'd high-five 5 strangers a day.
No. You have to high-five everyone you make eye contact with or strike up conversations with at least 5 strangers a day.
I'd high-five everybody.
Yeah, I think I would do that one too. Why are you picking that one over the other one?
I can't answer
that. All right. Well, I would pick that one too, but the reason I would high five everyone is it takes less time than having a conversation with somebody, and you never know how that conversation is going to turn.
I agree, because a lot of times I really don't care what other people are talking about.
Yeah, basically, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to get out of here. Guys, if you have any questions or topics you want to discuss, shoot me an email at murphsplace808@gmail.com, or you can go to the Anchor website and leave a voice message for me. And but keep your questions coming in. We haven't had any this week, but last week we had a couple. And but keep the questions coming. Or like I said, if there's certain topics you want me to cover that I haven't talked about, let me know, and we'll discuss it. Mike, thanks for joining me tonight. And tell Jen I said hi, and Caitlin, and let Travis know too. I haven't talked to Travis for a while. And tell him and Patty I said aloha.
Absolutely will. All right, I'll talk to you soon.
All right, we'll see you later.
All right, bye.
Bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen. That was an interview with my brother Mike in Ohio. He is uh, going into the winter months and is not going to be able to be playing golf other than every Friday on a simulator, which, if that's the only thing you got, then that's what you should do. And like I said, some of these simulators that they're making, they're cheap enough that you can put them in your house. Like I said, Dan, he doesn't need it here, but when he was in the mainland, he needed a simulator, so he put one in a spare bedroom he had. Well, over here, he's got it in his basement, and you can still work on things, even though he doesn't need it because of the weather. But whatever you guys need to do to stay in shape, work on your flexibility, work on your core. You don't need to go to an expensive gym to do all that stuff. You can do stuff at home. You can do planks at home. You can do crunches at home. There's a lot of things you can do without having to go to a gym and get a membership or anything like that. But work on your game, work on yourself, work on that short game, whether it's just putting in your house or if it's just chipping. Get some wiffle balls, the little wiffle ball golf balls, so you don't have to worry about breaking any windows or any lamps. But stay in shape, work on your game, so when the golf season rolls back around, wherever you're at, you're ready to go. You're not starting from square one, and you can get a jump on the rest of the guys that have not been working on their game. All right, guys, thanks for listening again. I hope everybody has a great week out there. Like I said, if you guys got any ideas, topics, questions, please shoot me an email, and I'll get them on the air for you guys. Other than that, I thank everybody for joining me tonight. And if you're still playing, hit them straight, hit them long, but don't hit them often. Aloha, everybody.